here. It's a great honor for me to be here, to be invited to this convocation ceremony. I'm grateful to Professor Ramesh Kumar for his remarks, and it sounded like a belated matrimonial column. Sir, thank you very much. What I want to be brief, but I will definitely cover with you where this country is heading and where the profession is heading. Today, we are living in information and internet age. The current century will only be information incentive, but it will lead to fully integrated global society. Without information, there will be no society. Time has shrunk and technology is making the world smaller and faster. The present is characterized by rapid technology change, innovation, engineering systems are becoming more complex. The world of tomorrow will be increasingly independent in advanced technological systems. I'm not saying electronics because there's all technical subjects, including bioengineering, will take off. I was a little sad in seeing that the biotechnology, there are not many students, but most of the American university, the number that is going for biotechnology is huge. It's the future of the academic world. Henceforth, I also want to submit to you, information technology will be core elements of business and industry as you are building up here, leading to knowledge of management, creating more value both in our new and old economies. Again, this backdrop of technical advancement, our country today has contend with many complex problems of societal systems. While mentioning this, one of the current subject which started about 20-25 years back is the system engineering and concurrent engineering. There are problems of infrastructure, education, agriculture, crisis management, and a host of other problems, including health. The importance of science and technology for our economy and society is increasing. Our society will need to master the new technology, its tools and products to solve the societal problems. In other words, technology literacy will become important for leveraging technology to arrive at the adequate and appropriate solutions. The new technology gives us tools, and that will enable us to become system engineers, solving our manifold and problems. In the national contest, engineers who are creative and responsible and broadly knowledgeable will become the precious resource which this educational institute is building up. The quality of education, particularly engineering education and economic success, are very closely related. If you have a good engineering education, you can find economic success for the country. Engineers in the future will need capacity to think clearly and to have the intellectual curiosity to look at systems holistically. What it means is that they will have to search for new ideas. They will need a well-traveled mind and courage to devote themselves to works of higher standard of life than standards of living. They have to be innovative and keep on accumulating new knowledge and using their intellectual capital. Now I come to this particular ceremony, that is the graduation. I would say to the students who are graduating today that most of you will have a working life of 40 years or more. You will have, during those 40 years, you will have more than 4 distinct careers. And 2 of those careers will be in the technology that are not known today. So what it means that for you, it would be necessary to keep learning throughout your working life. My main task in my working career was building professionals. The objectives were to enable them to achieve their potential and creative abilities, to demonstrate the value of excellence, and to provide a means for the continuing education. Continuing education has already become a very important part of the graduates that we are producing today or we produced yesterday. These exercises are aimed at building an uninterrupted commitment to self and continuing education. It is the interest of enterprises like my enterprises to provide continuing education to our employees, and it builds excellence in them and leads to more productive and challenging work. The industry has to understand that they have a role, not only looking after the clients, but looking after their people and training them to move to the higher level. While the future of education and learning will be supplemented and transformed by the new machine-based digital environment, education and learning itself will remain deeply a human endeavor, conducted in a person-to-person on campus setting. A university such as yours will remain an essential element for providing the most effective education that will enhance the cognitive process, stretch students' comprehension and abilities, teach them to learn. There is no getting away from it that this life that you are starting now will require you to keep on learning. A university such as yours will remain an essential element for providing the most effective education that will enhance the cognitive process, stretch students' comprehension and ability, teach them to learn how to learn and simulate discovery and understanding of concept. It also develops the capability to address unstructured problems, and engineering is full of unstructured problems, and find solutions to them. The education process today comprises of lectures, tutorial sessions, personal study and practice. Most of the things, apart from the teachers, you will still need in your professional career. The modern world is becoming increasingly dependent on technological system of growing complexity. There is an accelerated evolution of knowledge in digital technology, biotechnology. It was sad to see that you had only 3 graduates in biotechnology. It is the future discipline for the world, because after all, human being is a part of biology, and if any engineering is going to serve, we have to know more about the human being. There is accelerated evolution of knowledge in digital technology, biotechnology, material sciences, nanotechnology, and many other domains of knowledge. New phenomena are pervasive in every branch of technology. What is more important is the new knowledge adds to what we already know. It is accretion of knowledge rather than replacement. Moving to engineering education, which is no reflection of this institute, I want to share with you some. Moving to engineering education, the country is not producing enough masters and PhDs that the country requires to meet faculty needs, research, and innovation. This country is producing 1,000 PhDs in engineering. According to me, and according to my study, if we work on all these institutions and bring them up to the standard of IITs or MIT, we will produce 6,000 PhDs a year, not 1,000. This education system for preparing students for PhDs starts at the undergraduate level. It is excellence of education and an undergraduate level that is prerequisite for graduate school education and also research. We therefore need to provide autonomy and governance, financial independence, good faculty, advanced curriculum, and facilities like libraries and world-class labs. I have looked around this country and I find that we have neglected something because of the university system. Even your college has math for 1 year. If you are going to solve problems over next 40 years, you need a lot more math. That is why some of the institutions which we have now working, we have introduced math in all the 4 years at undergraduate, and we will introduce also math for the graduate school. Having said this, I want to seek your attention. I again want to emphasize for you who are graduating today, education will become a lifelong phenomenon. You will depend on digital media, the internet, digital devices, and many other systems yet to be developed for your continued education. With electronic learning and virtual environment, new modes of interaction will come into play. It will be possible to extend educational opportunities to all our people. We'll be able to extend education to the brightest young men and women, regardless of their social and economic background. All disciplines of engineering will be able to use digital technology. That is a must. All engineering discipline as a base subject will be the digital technology. And I want to give you one or two examples that if we want to do it, we can do it. In my old career, that is a power, I'm still a power engineer, so I'm known not as a computer man, more of power engineers. We started computerizing Tata Electric Company in '64, when the first computer was installed, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. In '68, for controlling the Bombay-Pune grid, we installed an online computer. What is interesting about it, when we installed in this country online computer, UK was analog, Japan was on analog, and Germany and France were analog. There were only 3 other utilities in the United States. Incidentally, that is what sucked me into building Tata Consultancy, because the Tatas thought I knew little about computers, and that will help. But what I'm trying to say, if we want to do something, we can do it in this country. The thought that I want to leave with you, India's population is 3 times that of the United States. The God should have given 3 times as many bright people. It is your job and my job to look after those bright people, so that tomorrow this country will be far more advanced. It will be no longer poor. We have proved also in an area house that today in agriculture, the science and technology is not being applied. We brought fertilizers in 1960s. Since then, there has been no science and technology. Last year, you had 12,000 agriculture graduates. Not a single one went to agriculture for the reason agriculture as situated cannot afford it. I have requested the Prime Minister, who is very kind to me, that please do something for this. Perhaps introduce a stipend for all the agriculture graduates for 2 years to work on the farm. We can change the scene because China, its productivity in agriculture is 2.5 times and California is 6 times. What is wrong with us that we can't meet those targets? I have shared some of my thoughts with you. If you have some suggestions, please send it to me. I will definitely look and also benefit from it. Thank you very much.